everyone! If you're just tuning in with us, Manny and I have taken our first trip to Singapore, and in this episode, we are exploring Singapore's epic food scene. If you aren't familiar with Singapore, Singapore is a melting pot of cultures, and its food reflects this diversity. Food has always been an essential part of their culture and heritage, and that's why it can be found in their flavors and traditions. With influences from China, India, Malaysia, and other parts of Southeast Asia, Singapore's food scene is a vibrant one that offers a little something for everyone. Our first foodie stop was inside Gardens by the Bay at the hawker station Satay by the Bay. This charming station sits in the quietest corner of Gardens by the Bay and offers the widest selection of satay, which is meat on a stick, often served with a peanut sauce. Satay by the Bay is significant in location because it pays tribute to Singaporean life and their history. Once upon a time, patrons would cluster by the seafront where stalls of satay sellers would give off waves of fragrant smoke from their barbecue pits, while Singaporeans would spend their evenings with families and friends enjoying a beer in one hand and a skewer of meat in the other. Today you'll find not just satay at Satay by the Bay, but a huge array of other tantalizing choice foods as well. Okay, so we just went to City Satay, which is essentially, it's meat on a stick, is what satay is. So we ordered, usually the satay, the chicken or the pork, you have to purchase so many skewers. Now I was looking to do a prawn and also a pork belly, which you could get individually. So he made a deal with me and I did basically 5 skewers, like 3 pork, 2 chicken, and then 1 pork belly and 1 prawn. And it came to a total of $8.30 Singaporean. And they did take credit cards because most of the hawker stations don't take credit cards. So a lot of times you do need cash. But that's an amazing deal for that much. Usually, you know, in America for just 1 thing of prawns or shrimp, it would be that much money. So that's amazing. Can't wait to taste it. So the sauce is a peanut sauce. We have prawn, pork belly, 2 I think chicken, and the other 3 are pork.
It's almost like curry.
It is. So the peanut sauce has like almost a curry taste to it. Pork belly is good. Alright, my prawn. Next, I was off to grab us something to drink, as well as see what other food we wanted to try. So that is the red bean pao, and I also got this to drink. So we're gonna try that. That is the iced lychee longgong tea with lemon. And it came to a total of $7.60 Singaporean. Here's my drink. Excited to try this. I love these dishes. So good. It's fruit. So a few things to know about these hawker stations. There are around 120 Singapore markets and hawker centers across Singapore. Hawker stalls were introduced around the mid-19th century. These street vendors usually set up stalls by the side of the streets with push carts or bicycles and served cheap and fast foods. But these stalls were unhygienic due to the lack of supporting infrastructure such as waste disposal and steady supply of fresh water and limited sanitation practices. So, in the 1960s, the Singapore government began enforcing more rules and relocated these vendors to more permanent locations with the construction of wet markets and hawker centers across the country. Alright. Oh wow, look at all that red bean. Today, when dining out, Singaporeans often eat at hawker centers, coffee shops, or food courts rather than restaurants.
That is so good. Wow, so good.
Two things to know about visiting these hawker stations. One, they don't supply or give out napkins, so you'll need to bring your own. And two, if you see a packet of tissues on a table, it means that the table is reserved.
Okay, just ordered some chicken dumplings. Did the 10-piece for $9.50 Singaporean. Yeah, the pan-fried dumplings. So excited to have those. And they give you a little thing so you know when they're ready, and then you can come back and get them. So that's great. So I got a sugar cane with lemon. It's delicious. I just had some. That's what it looks like. And if you're wondering if it's really sweet, it's actually not. It's actually just perfect. So I have to say, a little disappointed with the Red Dragon fruit juice. Won't be choosing that one again. It just doesn't have any flavor to it, quite honestly, compared to the other two. So the other two are a hit. Thumbs down on the Red Dragon. So our sauces, the brown one or blackish one is vinegar, and the other one is like a chili mix, but he said it wasn't spicy, and he said you can mix the two together, but I have a feeling the chili one is spicy. Okay, gonna try one with vinegar. Wow, so hot inside. So filled with like a cabbage and like maybe minced up chicken inside. I think the dumplings are okay. They're not my favorite.
After our first sampling of some Singaporean cuisine, we headed back to our hotel since we had only arrived in Singapore a few hours prior after our 18-hour direct flight from New York. We decided to freshen up a bit before heading out that evening to our next hawker center.
It is monsoon raining at its finest right now. So much for checking out a hawker station.
The rain may have canceled our night activities, but wasn't going to stop us from trying some more Singaporean cuisine. Our next hawker center was Lau Pa Sat. Lau Pa Sat, also known as Old Market, is a restored cast iron heritage site of Singapore's first wet market that dates back over 150 years and was officially made a national monument in 1973. Today, Lau Pa Sat is open 24 hours daily and offers Singaporeans and even tourists the best of authentic local and international cuisines. It has an array of up to 80 food stalls, and at night, or when it's not raining, the side street of Lau Pa Sat is closed to traffic and transforms into Satay Street, where satay stalls grill and serve satay in an al fresco setting, the old-fashioned way. I was excited to try some more authentic dishes, but I was also a bit nervous because in the US I do have a food allergy to soy. Now, in other travels, like in Europe, due to the different soil and different treatments of food, I've been fine. Therefore, I was going to be optimistic and open to trying things because soy isn't a whole lot of their foods. So we were going to put my allergy to the test.
Okay, we just got a kueh fried tao. I just forgot what it was called on the way here. This is the original, and there is the black and the white. So what's different about the two are the sauces. So I know the white one is with fish sauce. This one, he tried to tell me and I couldn't really understand exactly what it was. I see there's some seafood in it, but this particular place They have been a Michelin Bib Gourmand recommended place since from 2018 to 2023. The only year they didn't get was 2020. So it must be good. Alright, give it a try. I think it's really, really hot. So I'm making it. So I know these are rice noodles in here. And I taste some peanut in there, really good. So there's, I think, 2 different types of noodles. It's good. So these are boba milk teas. This one is mango, the other one is lychee. So they have little tapioca beads in them, the bobas. Yummy. Alright, let me try. That was the mango. Try the... Oh, that's the one I like. The lychee one. Better than the mango. Okay, this is another Michelin Bib Gourmand place. It's called Fish Noodles. Or Fish Ball Noodles. These are fish balls in the broth, but the broth actually goes in here. So this is all the dried stuff together. We've got minced pork. There's some other noodles and an egg, and you're supposed to put it together and mix it all up. I think I'm going to mix it up first, try some of that. Yeah, I actually can't really mix it that much, but I know there's a bunch of sauces, there's just a bunch of there's a bunch of things in here. Tastes good. Alright, I'm going to add a little bit of this broth. Flavors, wow, really good. Really good. It's kind of on the sweeter side. This is a fish ball. So I'm not sure what type of fish this is, but it's good though. It's definitely different. Kind of tastes like a scallop, actually. It's good.
So my favorite thing of the night had to be these munchy pancakes. We were pretty full after all of that food, so we took these back to our hotel, but we ordered the original peanut, the charcoal coconut, and the original red bean. I'm not sure which was my favorite, but let me tell you, I'm still thinking about them. Definitely a must try. Hey everyone, so we are now in Chinatown. We are going to go see the Lim Market, but first we're going to walk through Chinatown Point and we'll see what we find in there. Since it was the next morning and breakfast time, we put the Lim Market on hold for just a minute to head across the street to the People's Park Center to have our first experience with Kaya Toast.
Fresh orange juice, that's awesome.
So we are at Kun Kaya Toast, and we're gonna try some Kaya Toast this morning. Alright, we're just waiting on the toast part of it. There's a number. So the coffee, I think, has some, like, maybe it was evaporated milk that he put in it, but it's pretty dark, so we'll see how that tastes.
the egg that they make. I know we're supposed to mix it. Let me show you what it looks like. I'm not sure what the white part is with it. It's not just egg, but the toast is coming with butter. So, and you're just supposed to dip it in there, and it's called Kaya Toast. So it's very traditional here in Singapore. All right, so we just got the toast. Give us a try. Take a piece of it. Mix this up a little bit. So it's kind of a combination between, I guess it's considered a soft boil because it's kind of a mushy middle to it, but it cracks and opens, so. So there's a little bit of a sweet in here, like maybe a sugar, a little bit with the butter. I don't know, whatever it is, it's kind of sweet and savory at the same time though. Really interesting. It's actually really good. So the cost of the Kaya Toast with the coffee came to $6.30 Singaporean.
At the Lim Market, I had very specific places that I wanted to try, and all were from the Michelin Guide and awarded Michelin Bib Gourmands. The lines for these places can get quite long, so that's why we arrived so early. But just note that the listed Google Maps times of being open were not always accurate.
This is the Taiwan pork noodle, and so I ordered the dry. And then they gave us some of the broth to go with it. And I grabbed some spicy sauce. And I think it's vinegar that I put in it with the peppers, and then just some regular vinegar. Mix up noodles. So there's wontons in it. There are some fish balls in it, and then there's some minced pork in it. So slippery. The noodles are so nice. Really slippery, but really, really nice. Wonton, pretty tasty. So they're not fish balls in it, they're pork balls actually. As soon as I tasted it, I realized I just had fish balls yesterday and they look exactly the same. But yeah, pork, everything was pork. So it's really good. The flavor of the broth is really good. I really enjoyed the noodles, and the pork balls were really good as well. So the only thing that we didn't like was this. I'm pretty sure it's fried fish skin. So it was incredibly fishy, but just like a really bitter kind of taste to it. But yeah, that was kind of the only thing I didn't like. And Manny thought there was liver in this, which I'm not sure if there is. I'll have to look it up a little bit more, but just the FYI as well. So we got a small of the duck rice. So here's duck. The rice, and I know the sauce is supposed to be really amazing. Taste the duck first. I love duck, so this is really good. Yum. See what else we got here. I think these are probably cucumbers. They are. Really good. Okay, I got a soursop milkshake. I think it's just really the fruit juice, but it's called a milkshake, but there's no milk in it because I asked specifically if there was soy milk in it, and there's not. And a little teddy bear head. Soursop has such an interesting taste. I've had it in the States before. I like it, but it takes a second to get it on your palate, and it's definitely maybe a little bit acquired taste. I'm doing number 3, which is the chicken cutlet noodle. So this came with instructions. Okay, so we got crispy, this is dry. It is chicken cutlet with noodles, and you're supposed to eat it and then drink some of the broth. The sauces, so I have a spicy, I have a vinegar. She said don't, or it's kind of salty, she said don't use it until the very end if you're going to add it to the noodles. She said don't add any of them. And then these are sour, these peppers. Let me try the chicken first. Chicken cutlet's really tasty. Noodles, really thin noodles. They're a garlic noodle, really good. Delicious. So we are at Hawker Chan, which was the first awarded Michelin star hawker station. It's also the cheapest Michelin starred meal in the world. Fresh coconut water. So excited. So good, oh my gosh. We might need another one of those. Amazing. This is the soya sauce chicken. This is what they won the Michelin star for. So we'll see how it is. Try the chicken first. Wow, chicken is so tender and really, really juicy. It almost tastes like rotisserie chicken. It's, wow, so juicy. But it has really nice skin to it. Taste the noodles. The noodles are good. The sauce is kind of a sweeter sauce to it. And then this is chili sauce, and this is sour, I believe they're sour peppers.
That was it for our tastings in Singapore. I know that there were so many other dishes that we needed to try, but unfortunately my stomach was so inflamed from my soy allergy, and I had now broken out into a rash as well. Join us in our next episodes as we check out Singapore's colorful neighborhoods and why Changi Airport is the #1 airport in the world. See you next time.